We're nearly at the end of a 5-year refit. Next week, we'll be leaving the boatyard, getting lifted back into the water to start a life afloat. Yeah, I know how this goes by now, and I know that there's like a lot of chaos before things finally come together in the very last moment. So I feel a lot calmer about the situation than I have in the past, just with additional years and experience now. But nonetheless, I am looking around and I'm like, we're gonna live on this boat pretty shortly, and it's not quite ready for that yet. So yeah, we've got a lot to do. Compared to how far we've come, it's really only details that we have left to do now. Well, details and things like moving out of our apartment and the sea can and organizing storage and, well, yeah, it's going to be a bit hectic.
Indeed, it is crunch time once again. And so I've started out here wrapping up many little tasks that were on my list. So one thing here is regarding these coaming caps. Now, last thing we did before hitting the water last summer was put on a teak support here, but I actually never screwed it down and it was starting to warp a little bit. So I put in bolts here and then I capped it with bungs, and you can see, because of the dew overnight, the epoxy turned white, but it's still cured. So I'm gonna shape this all, clean it up, sand it. Over here, you can see I mounted the Starlink to hopefully keep sending you guys updates and videos. So I know there's new ones now. There's the Starlink Mini, and very small and compact, and only uses DC power, but this is what we've got, and it works great. So we don't always have to throw out money to get the latest and greatest. So I drilled another hole through the transom to route the cable in. You can see that I have completed the eyebrow here. Now this part here was missing for a long time. Another thing is I have last minute bought an autopilot, and I'm working on a mount. Now for this boat, as you all know, she is very heavy at 23,000 pounds, roughly 12 tons. So I looked at all the possible actuators. Of course, it's a tiller steered boat, so it's got to be a tiller pilot. Most of the bigger brands, they make smallish units, and they come with quite a price tag. So then I've always heard good things about pelagic autopilots. So this is what we have right here. I thought I'd give it a try. This one is the pelagic heavy-duty tiller pilot, which is made for quite big loads. And it is much cheaper, so that's why I thought I'd give it a try. This has a given length to it as it comes out of the box, but then basically the bracket has to be somewhere right here. As you can see, we put the bracket out on the bulwarks, which is just, in my mind, much tidier. It swings out of the way. I wouldn't want to have the loads of the tiller pilot on the actual hatch. So it's just a little extra complication, but big props to Chris, a friend in the yard who is helping us with these metal parts. He's a really good welder. He has an eye for detail. So he's been helping out with customizing this install. One of the requirements is that you should allow it for 15 degrees of movement, but it can do that. It hinges out of the way, which I like. And by moving it this way and hinging, we can get access to the locker. But also I mounted it on this side because this is the propane locker, so it needs being accessed not as frequently, whereas this one has dock lines and stuff that we want more often, so that's why I chose this side. Being out on the bulwarks now means we need an extension on the actuator. Chris is actually currently working on that, and this extension will have the actuator arrive at where the tiller is, of course. And then this bracket here is the beautiful bracket that Chris made, which then accepts the extension. So now I'm going to get started on mounting this on the tiller.
So this is a bit of an annoying task, but I actually went around and replaced all of the stainless steel bolts which attach our stanchions to the bulwarks. We bought 304 stainless bolts last season thinking that they're above the waterline, but clearly it wasn't good enough because they've wept on the hull. So we had to buy 316 stainless bolts, which are more expensive but better quality, and they shouldn't rust like the other ones did. Live and learn, and of course I polished off the stains.
One, two, ready, kick it.
Hi, Shatsy.
Hello.
What you doing?
I just put a diesel tank gauge into the lid.
Man, it really smells like diesel in here now.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll show you in a minute. This is why.
We just got an open pool of diesel sitting there now.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Amore mio. So you've been working like a madman. I've only captured a bit of it on camera the past few days because it's like so many little projects.
Yeah. Missed out on 78 of them.
Well, what are some of the
yesterday.
What are some of the little projects that you've been doing?
I forget.
Well, you've added fans everywhere.
I've added some fans, that's right. What else can you think of?
So many things.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's all those diesel fumes. You gotta get out of here soon.
Focused. So, as you all know, this is the lid of our diesel tank. We had Robert Lanoy help us with the actual metal work. But yeah, basically I've consolidated all inputs, outputs in here. And today I found a little room for the gauge. I hooked it up just quickly, just to see. And indeed, if we now look over here, here you go. Diesel tank 79%, so 40 gallons out of 50. That's where it's at right now. And then, like I said, one day I'll also calibrate the water tank. Oh, I see more projects. So I've glued on the louver door onto our chain locker door. The bottom of the dinghy is getting chafe protections. Wait, you film, I show.
Aladino is just powered by a team of squirrels running around his head right now. It's okay, Shatsy, you don't need to show it. Basically, you glued a fiberglass batten to the bottom of the dinghy.
That's correct.
So that it's got a bit more chafe protection on it.
Yeah, that's it. And this is drying, this is gluing, this is curing, this is meditating. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys tomorrow.
I've been hustling and grinding. Know what you can find in the silver lining when you work hard.
How would you describe your state of mind right now?
Perfectly calm and collected. And the wise owl.
I think I have some footage which shows otherwise.
That's just mad genius in other people's eyes. No, that's just mad in other people's eyes, but it's actually genius. I'm hungry.
All right, are you ready for a gourmet dinner of hot dogs?
Always.
Where'd you put the tongs? Oh, here. I like this little table. Are we gonna take it with us sailing?
No,
No?
no,
Why?
because I don't like it as much.
It's actually quite wobbly. I think I take it back.
Yeah.
Did you find it at
I
the
like
dumpster?
yeah, it was in the dumpster. I'm planning on putting another lagoon mount somewhere though, so then we can use the same table that one day we will have for inside for the lagoon, also outside.
Okay.
No?
Sounds good. Oh, that smell of barbecue. It smells like summer. It smells like we're going to be on the water soon.
This is a perfect barbecue cockpit.
It
It's
is.
such a nice barbecue we have now.
Your cockpit coaming design, I have to say, I do really like it.
And I like
it
these
lot.
seats a lot.
Yeah, up here. I think one thing that we've been kind of bad at during the refit is taking a moment to envision the future and what it might feel like. We never really had after-work beers on the boat. We never really even took takeout to the boat to eat a meal. The boat was a work zone, not a hangout zone. There's definitely some efficiency to that approach, but I think there's also a cost, which is if you start associating your dream with only work, it can just become work, and the dream can get obscured. It's a bit late now, but it was nice to just hang out and cook some hot dogs. If you're working on your own refit, which I know many of you are, I'd recommend doing the same. Just take a moment, relax, and enjoy the process.
Enjoy! I don't love the hot dog variety of meats. I don't know what that is called exactly, but do you know what I mean?
Wieners?
Yeah, but a sausage can be good stuff.
Oh, in Sweden. Do you remember Sweden?
Oh, such a hot dog country.
They
Yeah.
love their hot dogs.
Aisles and aisles of condiments and sauces and what did they call them again? Kurv? Kurv. I've never learned the pronunciation, but it's like K-O-R-V,
Yeah.
I think. Kycklingkurv.
Yeah, that was like a huge pastime in Sweden in the summer, was the hot dogs. Good morning! Hello!
Good morning.
And, Amore Pent, what are you doing?
Working on the tiller right now. Our tiller is removable, but there is a bolt that holds it in place when it is there, which has never gone in there yet. So I'm putting in a threaded knot on one end in the rudder cheeks and the bolt, and it is stripped of varnish, which I filled some new holes with epoxy, so now I'm gonna drill where the hardware is gonna be mounted. A little bit of that.
Beyond the cliffs, there's a breaker in the wall. I'd never gone that far, roving in the dark. Climbing the basin, there were bands of buffaloes. In a murmuration, I fell into the fold. Another rugged mile pointed to the north, in conversation with an unseen force. Another rugged mile pointed to the north. I will be different than I was before. Slept in the shadow of a ponderosa pine, with the reasons for my crime burning up my mind. Flowers like candles on a way for me to run. I have to be the sun.
So we have a problem with the stove. We haven't really managed actually to get it burning really properly at all yet. And there are reasons, I think, why we have been a little unsuccessful. I think to start with, we didn't use the fans correctly, and we had too much diesel in there, and then it all got sooted up. And now there's an issue where the diesel isn't flowing. Classic. I'm just gonna have to keep talking. So even if we turn the regulator to full on, there's not enough diesel coming in to sustain a flame. So we think that there's a blockage somewhere, so I'm going to remove the carburetor and clean it out. This is my first time ever doing this, and I've just found a YouTube video from Dickinson on how to do it.
To begin, let's address a couple of important don'ts. Use something abrasive to remove parts of any buildup and expose the metal surfaces.
Okay,
Add fuel and
so
notice liquid in the pod.
I've watched this, and I think I've added just a very small amount of diesel into the bottom. I think part of the issue that we were having did too much fuel. I'm not even going to tell you how I did this because I barely even know. I just followed a YouTube video from Dickinson that I found. And to be honest, I didn't see any blockages, but somehow miraculously when I put it all back together, it worked. So I'm not going to question it. Slightly unexpected, but hey, there we go. We also had to move out of our sea can. It was really useful to rent this storage container / workshop from the boatyard. It was located right behind our boat and it definitely served us well. Our friend Christoph, who some of you may remember from our videos last year out on the water, actually came and helped us move with his van. That's a really good friend who helps you move. Steph and Christoph are just amazing people. Their channel is SV Yare, and it's definitely worth checking out. Hello everybody, only a few days left now until launch. I actually cannot believe it.
Like that?
Perfect. Oh, that looks good. You need one of those little finger skateboards. Yeah, let's go have a look inside.
Well, the thing is, we're still overlapping here,
Oh.
which could be okay.
That's all you need, that's great. And then because down here is where it gets the hottest, not having through bolts through the bulkhead is actually better.
Yeah, the transfer heat.
Yeah.
Let's try this.
Okay. Wow!
Completion!
That really is perfect. That could not have worked out better.
It really is, yeah. Well, thanks for finding it. Doing the
Yeah.
research. Yeah, this is really
I'm
nice.
so pleased. So, okay, here's the little details of how it's all installed.
We put these little standoffs inside where the screws go through, so it's not even touching everywhere.
Yeah, so the
yeah.
edge is not even touching the bulkhead. There's just a tiny little bit of space there.
3 screws, a bit of curvature, airflow, and yeah, should be good.
This is really nice.
Fire it up.
And a little step right there.
Yeah, that's just extra.
And that's so wonderful. I'm so happy.
Me too.
So, we're a few days away. I know it'll be chaos until the very last moment, but I feel good about where we're at. There's a part of me that's sad to leave my friends and the life we've built here, but there's a larger part of me that's excited for the voyage ahead. As I've been saying when people ask me how I feel about leaving, I feel lucky that I have so much here to miss, and I feel excited about the adventures to come. So next week, we're going to get lifted back into the water. It's never super fun to have to lift the boat on a crane. We've got a bit of crane trauma in our lives. First from Magic Carpet 1, and now from the recent crane experience that we shared with you. So we are tentatively excited. We want it to be over with. So off we go into the water next week. And from there, a whole new life and a whole new series of videos will happen. Huge thanks for being here, everyone. Really big thank you to all of our patrons for making this all possible. An extra big thanks to these folks. Now, this is, to be super clear, not a list of all of our patrons. This is a list of some folks who make really outsized contributions to the channel. And we just wanted to find a way to recognize that, they've really done a lot here. So that's this group of people. Huge thank you for doing so much to make Magic Carpet a reality. As always, we will see you next Friday. Bye for now.